Yo, Jordan here. A few days ago, YouTube announced that they're removing the dislike buttons count from their videos. And that's interesting because of the stark contrast of how small the change seems, like it's just one number, and how important it feels. And it feels important because it is. But first, why care about likes and dislikes on YouTube? How do they help you be a better person? The answer to that question is simple. We want to understand and analyze the like and dislike system. And understanding and analyzing complex systems is difficult in general, and our world is built upon different systems. Being able to break them down to their building blocks and analyzing them will allow you to find all kinds of different improvements, optimizations and exploits, making your life both easier and more enjoyable. So let's start with the like and dislike system in general. What are the benefits? Imagine YouTube as a giant marketplace. A marketplace in which people sell their videos. You know, they make their fancy stalls, they make them beautiful, those will be the thumbnails, they create the best adverts in the local newspapers, that would be the titles, and they show you a couple of things that might interest you even further in, watching their video. And that's all the extra data you get when you open up a video. You see the number of viewers, the comments, and the likes and dislikes. And that is what everyone sells. And in this market, people don't really purchase things with money, they purchase them with their attention, which is how, of course, most websites work. And like and dislike buttons are the rating system of this market. When you have this rating as a consumer, you can make more educated decisions on whether or not you should engage and spend your hard-earned money, or in this case attention, on this specific product, because let's face it, there's a lot of videos. Now, on the other side of this coin are the creators. If you're going to create for this market, you're going to be judged harshly, and you need to be very careful about what kind of content you put out. If you embarrass yourself, it's out there, people can download it, people can do things. And that puts some amount of pressure on us creators to create good quality content. And that is good. That is good. This is what pushes the industry forward. This is what creates better and better and better videos. Compare the videos we have on YouTube today with the videos we had in 2006. It's a completely different thing. And that is because the market requires more and more and more. Because of this, creators would use those metrics to improve and develop themselves. And of course, not having one of those metrics public releases some of that pressure from creators. Would that be a terrible thing? Probably not. But would that matter for the future development of the market? And would it potentially slow it down? You bet you will. So that was the overview of what a like and dislike system does for us. The next thing we should focus on when talking about like and dislike systems is feedback loops. Feedback loops is when you do something, you get some sort of a reaction from your environment. And this reaction gives you feedback, so you know how to do this thing differently for it to fit the environment better. And that doesn't necessarily mean do that thing better, it might mean do this thing differently. And feedback loops are important tools that we use for learning. Every part of our learning is based on feedback loops. We do things, we experiment, and then the environment, the school system, our friends, strangers, and so on give us feedback about what should change. Let me give you an example in context. If I make a bad video, this is going to be very visible for me and for everyone else on YouTube. And that does two things. First, it gives me feedback that I failed to deliver this video and it doesn't help people as much as I wanted to. And second, and more importantly, this gives the market feedback. And this feedback is also very important, because if I had a terrible video and then I made a good video, that means I'm learning. And if you're following me on YouTube, you can follow those things and see, hey, he made a couple of bad videos, he learned, and then he started making better ones. So he listens and learns. And that's what we want from good creators. If I always make bad videos and never learn from my mistakes and never listen to my audience, I'm probably a bad creator and you probably shouldn't watch me. And for that, you probably need both sides of the like and dislike system and not just one of them. And the last part is autonomy, and it is the part with which most people are concerned about. And it is about moving autonomy, not removing autonomy. The general thing that YouTube has been doing for the past 10 or 15 years is removing autonomy from the user and moving that autonomy to the algorithm. and that has never been a secret. And that includes many changes. For example, the homepage no longer shows your subscriptions, it shows recommendations. And whenever you watch a video, you don't really only see recommendations of this creator's videos, you see recommendations from all kinds of different creators, and so on and so forth. This happens because they have a lot of data on how we work as human beings and how we watch videos and how we consume them, and because they want to keep us on the platform. And they use that knowledge to create the best algorithm possible to keep us on the platform for as long as possible. This is not surprising. This is how YouTube makes money, and they're trying to get us to watch more videos. This is what reality is we have to deal with. And this brings us to this change. If you open up a video and watch like 5 to 10 seconds of it to decide whether or not you should invest any more of your attention in it, you have a couple of things for you to make that decision. One thing, of course, is the intro of the video. Is it good, interesting? Does it grab your attention? The second thing, of course, is the number of views the video has. Maybe if a lot of people trusted this creator, you should trust that creator too. Or maybe not, you might just want to watch creators who don't get a lot of views because they're not that famous and that don't have that ego or whatever. So you watch the first few seconds of the video, but then you have a bunch of extra information you can use. You can use the views, you can use the likes and dislikes, and you can use the comments to decide whether or not you should watch the rest. And this is important. By losing the like and dislike ratio, you're no longer informed of whether or not this topic is accepted or not by the public. And this is one less thing you can decide on. You might just want things that kind of fit your viewpoint, and you might want to choose videos that have a lot of likes and no dislikes. Or on the other hand, you might be interested in more controversial topics and only choose videos that have a little bit of both, or a lot of dislikes and very few likes. And this is something that you as a user decide and you as a user control. And by not having this opportunity, you are forced to pay more attention to the video to make the final decision. And of course, YouTube benefits from that, but we as users lose a little bit of our autonomy and give it to the algorithm. This is not perfect, but a predictable move on the side of YouTube. Okay, that was all the info you need about how like and dislike systems work. Before we get into my suggestions on how this could be changed so it doesn't remove so much autonomy from users, let's first cover why YouTube are doing this, because they do have a reason. So the first thing I can assuredly tell you is that they're not doing it because YouTube Rewind got a lot of dislikes.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
This is a naive thought. They have a way easier road to fixing the dislike count on any of their videos. They control the system. They can change the number of likes and dislikes on any video they decide to. It is way easier to do that compared to making a massive systemic change on how the application is used. This change contains so much risk for the application that it would be insane to do it for the likes and dislikes of one single video, which they can change. So it's not that. The thing that this change is supposed to protect us from is malevolent users, a large groups of trolls that attack different videos to destroy the creator or make them look bad in the eyes of the public or in the eyes of the algorithm. This might be the case. Do they have an ulterior motive besides that? I don't really know, but it is possible. Would this change prevent groups of trolls from massively disliking videos? Yes. If you remove the feedback loop from the action, and the feedback loop here is the video getting a ton of dislikes, then the action is no longer purposeful. So a few people would still just believe in the purpose and count the dislikes in their head in a way, but this is still going to greatly reduce the enjoyment of this process and thus reduce the amount of trolling overall. I fully agree with this. Is this the best way to achieve the result? I don't think so. So let's explore a couple of other options this system could be changed in so it gets the same results but without the downsides. Let's talk alternative solutions. I have two of those alternative solutions and we're going to explore both of them in a little bit of detail so you kind of understand the psychology behind them and you can form your own. And that's because creating a solution to that kind of a massive system is extremely insightful. You will learn a lot by creating your own solution and exploring the system by yourself. So I wholeheartedly suggest you do the same. Anyway, let's get into the solutions. Solution number one, and that one is actually very straightforward. As creators are able to stop comments on their videos, they should be able to stop like and dislike counts on any of their videos, but individually. And always hand in hand, like and dislike counts, not just dislike counts. What that does is it gives the creators the autonomy to protect themselves from such attacks. If a group of trolls start attacking one of my videos, I can turn off the like and dislike count there, I can wait for a couple of months and then turn it back on. And I might have to do this to several videos, but eventually I will be able to put them back on again and nothing really changed because the counts are still there. And how does this look in terms of autonomy? It looks great, because I as a user don't really like when creators stop the comments on their videos. And I as a user will not like if creators stop the like and dislike buttons. So we as a market will not like creators hiding this information. And we might accept it if it's for 1 or 2 videos, but we won't really like it if it's for every video. So creators will be very wary of using this option if they want to do good work on YouTube and sell their goods and their videos better. So the system would automatically regulate itself. There will be as few hidden likes and dislikes on the platform as possible. And that's a great thing. Solution number 2 is about changing the system in a very interesting way. And that way is a requirement. And the requirement is simple. You need to have watched an X amount of % of the video, or an X amount of seconds, up to a maximum, of course. Like if the video is 2 hours long, the maximum shouldn't be like 35 minutes, but you should have watched, let's say, at least 10% of the video, or at least 15 seconds of the video, or something like that, for you to be able to interact with the like and dislike mechanic. And think about it. If you're there just to troll, you don't really want to watch the creator. You just want to open the video, press dislike and close it, because that's the worst thing you can do to the person. Lower attention and dislikes. Like, the algorithm hates that. If there is a reasonable requirement towards you interacting with that system, and I say reasonable because you should have the option to dislike a video that you genuinely started watching, then the only difference it would make for most users, or for most non-troll users,
there's more where that came from.
would be, in some rare cases, you'd have to wait a couple of extra seconds before hitting that dislike button. And as a troll, you will not have as much fun by sitting around and waiting for 20 or 30 seconds for you to press that dislike button. And that removes a lot of the positive feedback that trolls get from this interaction, because you bloat the fun stuff with unfun stuff. And that consecutively makes people want to engage in this trolling behavior less and less, because it's less fun. This one is a little bit controversial because it is going to pose a minor annoyance sometimes for us users too, but maybe it is a better one than just removing the dislike count altogether. So think about it. I would like to hear your thoughts on this, and how would you fix the problem? That's a very interesting question that I'd love to discuss. So hit me down in the comments and let's chat about it. So that's it for the video, and that video gave us a great opportunity in tangential learning. You can learn to craft your own life better and make a system for your own life by exploring all kinds of different systems, analyzing them and learning about them. So by engaging with the like and dislike system, we can both talk about some interesting topic and learn how to analyze and work with systems better, and thus help us craft our epic lives. Anyway, if you need any help, subscribe to the channel, hit me on the comments, or join the Discord. I am here for the long run and I'm here to help. So let's talk. Anyway, bye and stay awesome.
Subscribe to Jordan and stay awesome.
Go. Yo, Jordan here. Yeah, that's a good video. Thank you. Thanks for watching, and subscribe and like the video. Yeah, bye.